So I've never done this on my channel in all the years I've been doing these videos, but I thought, why not start doing this? Like, add a little bit of something extra for you guys. A trade deadline recap. You know, sometimes there's going to be nothing, and I can yell and scream about that. Other times, it can be like the Leafs a couple of years ago when they got Ryan O'Reilly, Luke Shannon. It's like everybody, and we can like talk about everything all at once and take a step back and think about all of it. I've now had a night to sleep on, not very much sleep, but some sleep, on the Brandon Ingram trade. Obviously, Davion Mitchell was traded today to the Miami Heat, and James Wiseman was traded to the Toronto Raptors. Doesn't mean a damn thing, but we'll talk all about it right now. Let's get it going here. Let's start with the biggest one, right? Let's go back to the Brandon Ingram trade and really talk about it, because there is a lot riding on this. And I've listened to podcasts today. I've listened to all kinds of things to get different perspectives on the trade. And I am sitting here kind of with the same mentality as I did last night, but with a very different outlook. Now, what does that mean? Well, do I feel the exact same? Yes. Is Brandon Ingram going to help this team right now? No, he's not. And I would be shocked if he plays at all this season. I truly believe this is what's going to happen. They make the trade, having already contacted, Brandon Ingram and his agent and all that stuff, and they've already figured out parameters on a contract to sign him to. So you make this deal. He didn't give up a whole lot because he wanted out of there. Clearly the Pelicans wanted him gone, and there she goes. So if you get that done, a deal done with Brandon Ingram, okay? It obviously changes the flexibility when it comes to, guys like RJ Barrett moving forward. However, with Brandon Ingram maybe not playing at all this season, it's a little scary because you're going into next year, if you sign him, to, just brand new stuff, right? And with him not playing and no Bruce Brown and no Davion Mitchell and no Kelly Olynyk, how much does that really affect you? I don't know. But overall, you're probably going to get a decent pick this year. Where that's going to be, well, we'll have to wait and see how the rest of the season goes. But let's say the Raptors get lucky, right? And the lottery balls drop their way. God forbid something good happens in this damn city for sports. Other than the Raptors championship, there's been freaking nothing. And you get Hooper Flag. Like, God forbid. You go into next year, and even if it's not Cooper Flag, it's the other two fellas right behind him. You go into next year with one of those guys, with this core that you already have now, and Brandon Ingram. And you still have all your draft capital. You still have all this. So it could get very interesting. However, there's the other side of things where he doesn't sign and it can completely blow up in your face. But again, I don't see where you make this trade and you don't have a plan of what is going to happen. Right? You'd be stupid. And Masai and Bobby would be absolutely stupid if they make this move and he walks for nothing and barely plays for this team this year. It makes no sense. So, I'm going to leave the Ingram trade aside now because, I don't want to dwell on it too much. I did a lot of that last night, talking about stats and numbers and all that stuff. If you want to go check that out and you haven't done so already, go do so. But overall, I'm a big Ingram guy. I love the way he plays the game. The smooth jumper, mid-range stuff. Oh, it's fantastic to watch. Will he fit within the system? We'll see. Scotty's a mid-range guy as well. RJ goes downhill into the paint. I don't know. A lot of mid-range from your two best guys. And Brandon Ingram wants the ball a lot. And Scotty Barnes, we talk about point Scotty, right? How he likes to have the ball. So it's going to be interesting to see how things go moving forward. But I'm excited to see what's next. Whether it's good or bad, it's going to be exciting, right? I don't know. All right, let's move on. Because we were all wondering, is Chris Boucher going to get traded? Well, the answer to that is no. Boucher somehow has survived another trade deadline and is still a Toronto Raptor after this deadline. But they do, in fact, trade Davion Mitchell with the nickname of Off Night to the Miami Heat in exchange for PJ Tucker, basically his contract. They're probably just going to waive him or on the buyout market or whatever the hell they're going to end up doing with. They'll probably just waive him. And they got a second-round pick from the Heat, basically to eat the remainder of PJ Tucker's contract. It is what it is. Davion, I loved Davion. I love what he did for the team. He's just a tenacious defender. But if you think about it, Raptor fans, right? we all kind of looked at the roster going into the year and we're like, okay, you've got Q, Emmanuel quickly. You've got Davion. Now you have Jamal Shed. You got Jacoby Walter, who can play the point. That's too many guys, right? And we were all kind of excited for a guy like Jamal Shed, right? We were pretty excited to see the young fella grow and maybe get a lot of G League time. Well, I don't think Jamal Shed has got a whole lot of G League time. I could be completely wrong with that, but I think he hasn't. And the reason is he's been so damn good for the Raptors themselves. The shot was really shaky earlier on. But lately, he has really turned it on. In fact, he scored, in the last 3 games that he's played in, he scored double figures in each game. And look at the defense that Jamal Shed plays. It's that up-in-your-face type of defense. Basically a Davion Mitchell type guy. So you want to see your rookie. He's probably cheaper as well on his rookie scale contract for a second-round pick. Obviously, it's going to be cheaper. So you go that route. You see you want to grow Jamal Shed internally. I get the deal. I'm okay with it. I'm not happy or upset with the deal to begin with. I hope Davion does well where in Miami or wherever he ends up down the road. But for a guy like Jamal Shed, he's going to get more playing time now, and it's good. This is what we want this second half to be. You want these rookies to get that extra runway and allow them to go. You're seeing it with guys like, Jacoby Walter, who is, his numbers offensively aren't the greatest, shooting 40% from the field and 30% from 3, but they've come up significantly since the start of the year. He scored double figures in points in 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive games. And it's against Chicago, but then it's against the Clippers, the Knicks, and the Grizzlies. So, he's been good. And he's shot, hold on, let me get these percentages for you. 45% against Memphis, 71% against the Knicks, 36% against the Clippers. Not great there. What did he shoot that game, though? He still scored in double figures. 4 of 11, 2 of 6 from 3. And then Chicago. Again, the percentages aren't the greatest, but you look at his season averages, right? Of 40% and 30% from 3. Every single stat that I just read out to you guys, except for the field goal percentage against the Clippers and the 3-point percentage against the Grizzlies, are above his normals. So he's gotten significantly better. He's getting more playing time, and this is what you want to see from a guy like Jacoby Walter. So it makes sense to move on from a guy like Davion Mitchell. Now, the last one and the most minuscule one of all, the Raptors acquired James Wiseman from the Indiana Pacers. I think you get some and cash. The Raptors get that too. It doesn't really matter. Like the Raptors get a top 55 protected second round pick in return. So basically right at the end of the draft. And James Wiseman, he's only 23 years old. Obviously the second overall pick back in 2020. It's really not gone right for him, but he tore his Achilles at the beginning of the season. He's out in the first game of the year actually, and he's done for the season. So it is what it is, kind of a money thing. Not going to read too much into it, but I want to get your guys' thoughts. Not too much on the Davion and the James Wiseman of it all. But on the Ingram side, and now that the trade deadline is over, how do you feel Masai and Bobby did? For me, I'm going to just tell you guys this. I'm on the wait and see. And I hate doing that. But I am, because I don't know what their plan is with Brandon Ingram. If they just leave it and he walks, it's an F. Like, you give up a first-round pick. You're trying to get worse and acquire assets. Trading away assets and losing a guy for nothing in a year that's nothing makes no sense. So if they sign him and all things go right, you can up the grade. But for right now, I'd say it's probably a C+. Just because I don't know what the hell's going on. Right? I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. What is your letter grade for Masai and Bobby's trade deadline for this Raptor team? And how do you feel about this team going into the second half of the year? Obviously, let's be honest, guys. We're on tank mode now. With the last couple losses in a row, and you're not feeling very good about the team, and you look at, teams like, the Philadelphia 76ers have been playing much better ball recently, and you're sitting, 5.5, 6 games out of a spot. Yeah, the schedule gets light as the season goes along, but let's be honest, you don't really want this team to be there. And let's be honest, this team will probably get hurt, and you'll see guys rest, and stuff like that will happen as the season progresses. So we'll see how it goes, though. But next game, I'll talk to you guys, will be actually tomorrow night, as Raptors are in OKC against the Thunder at 8 p.m. I believe already a couple of guys have been ruled out. RJ has been ruled out, and actually Brandon Ingram is a game-time decision? Interesting. Maybe he's always been a game-time decision. I don't know. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want to hear your guys' thoughts about the trade deadline, all that stuff. Let me know down below, all right? So, you know what, guys, that's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, and I don't know if you like or didn't like the freaking trade deadline, hit that like button anyway. Hit the subscribe button. You guys know that's already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the trade deadline for the Toronto Raptors. Let me know everything. Your thoughts down below. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below. So follow up there if you haven't done so already, and I will talk to you guys. Leafs edition tonight, 10 p.m. puck drop. I'm doing this thing, gonna have dinner, and then for a couple hours. Because if you guys followed my videos last night and you heard what I said in the video about getting up at 5 in the morning, it's been a long day, and I gotta get some sleep because tonight I'm not getting any sleep after the Leaf game. Well, I will get some, but not very much. So I need a nap in. So I'll tell you guys Leafs edition tonight, 10 p.m. in Seattle against the Kraken. And as for the Toronto Raptors, they're back in action tomorrow night in OKC against the Thunder. 8 p.m. tip-off. I think we can all agree we'd be baffled if I'm talking about a win tomorrow night. All right, so thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the trade deadline. Talk to you guys then.